I don't know if it's live or not. Could be.
Oh, well, it started running. You might have to put your headset in.
It's not the headset, it's whether they can hear me. I think I'm live. If somebody there, just type for me. I can't. I can see someone's watching. I'm going to explain what I'm going to try and do, and that's run some quiz nights every night. But some fun quiz nights for people to get involved. I don't know, later down the track, maybe some prizes, not sure. But if people get in here, then I'll explain, and then I'll start a fun quiz just to get going. Again, I don't know whether this is working correctly or not.
Yeah, right now.
Am I? I can watch myself drink 20 seconds after I drink. Quite funny. Good evening, Mr. Gaines. Welcome to Quiz Cafe. Pull up a chair. Take all your clothes off. No, sorry. Different quiz.
Just poker.
So for someone else there, just say hello and I'll explain what I'm going to try and do. Maybe do a quiz night once a week. And of course, many Americans, it's first thing in the morning. G'day, Deb. I'll explain what I'm trying to do to you, Deb, and that is, in the old days, you could go online and play a few quiz games, and people could score and all that. I'm going to do a fun quiz in about 10 minutes, just for people to get the way things work and how things go. There might be prizes involved. Depends how my sponsors are. I'm only kidding. We'll work something out, but I don't see one on YouTube where you go, you can have some fun quiz. I know on Pale Talk years ago there used to be quiz rooms, and somehow they could keep score. I'm not sure how that worked, but we'll do something. Here he is, Randy, the most intelligent man in Kentucky. In about 5 minutes, Randy, I'm going to run a little quiz. It's just for fun. There'll be no naked women dancing, abusing people, running B-class vans into walls. None of that will take place. This is just to have fun. Something that's sadly missing on YouTube. It seems like drama's the only thing there, so I'm going to throw this against the wall and see if people like the idea of doing the quiz. Now I'm going to cheat because I'm going to use my iPhone to Google questions and you come up with the answer. I had a bit of a dummy run before and it worked out if I ask the question, you have about 3 seconds, 4 seconds to answer. It might be too short. Let's see how we go. In a couple of minutes I'll start. G'day sugar lollies. I'm going to do a little quiz, see if we can inject a little bit of fun and humour back onto YouTube. Don't know if it'll work, don't know if people will be interested. But because we live all over the planet, I thought my first set of questions were going to be geography, because we're all over the place. Before we start, sugar, whereabouts are you? You can just name your state. I know Deb at the RN is at the White House, so we know where she lives. Just kidding, Deb. Just tell me where you're from, state-wise. That doesn't give any doxing out at all. I'm from Western Australia. Randy is from Kentucky. Have any of you seen any quizzes being held on Hangouts? Just curious. I don't go to every Hangout. If I tell you, I'll have to kill you. I won't ask then. I prefer to live. All right, in about another minute or so, I'll start the quiz. Again, I'm just going to make it a question, and you just need to type an answer in within, say, 5 seconds, which means I'm trying to stop you Googling the answer. Mind you, some people can type really fast, but we'll see how it goes. Just type 1 if you're here, and I'll start a little dummy quiz to get going. So if you just give me a 1 in text, so I know how many people are there. No. Not sure what that means. No, you're not going to type one in. Sugar's there for one. One if you're there. Debbie's there for one. Randy, are you there? No Googling the answers either. Mystic's there. All right. You don't need a pen or a paper. You just need to type the answer in text. And after 5 seconds, I'll give the answer. Here's the first question of the very first Quiz Cafe. First question is, what is the capital of Turkey? What is the capital of Turkey? No, it's not I don't know, Mystic. You guys aren't Googling here. That's not in the spirit of things. Istanbul is the answer from Bucky, which is incorrect. Deb goes, I have no idea. Sugar Lolly's Istanbul was just copying Bucky. No, the answer was Ankara. Again, I'm just starting off with geography because we're all parts of the world. You should get this one. It's pretty simple. What is the national animal of China? What is the national animal of China? That's a pretty simple one. I will tell you, it's a two-worded answer. Ah, bugger. Well, that's 2 words, but it's incorrect. It's 2 words, Bucky. You got one of them right. Deb, you got one of them right. Sugar, you got one of them right because you're copying. 2-word answer. No, there's no such thing as the panda bear. You're both copying. Go to the corner, both of you, right now. I know it's pedantic, but the answer is giant panda because there are pandas that aren't giant. All right, let's move on to question 3. This will be interesting if you've got a bit of knowledge about the world. No, Deb, it's not panda bear. It's giant bear. Giant panda. So you're confusing me now. Next question. What is the noisiest city in the world? What is the name of the noisiest city in the world? Sugar says she's not copying. Okay. You can come out of the corner now. What is the name of the noisiest city in the world? And there's a few who will obviously put in other names. Bucky O'Donoghue puts in Hong Kong. Sugar puts in Hong Kong. I hope none of you are Googling. Come on, Deb, get off that bloody tractor and answer. Just waiting for your answer. Of course, I'm not saying Hong Kong's correct, but what's Deb RN going to put in there? What is the noisiest city in the world? I knew you'd say New York, and the answer is Hong Kong. You think New York, but it's not. Hong Kong is just chaos, absolute chaos. All right, what is a very cold part of Russia? It's the coldest part of Russia. What is the coldest part of Russia? It's an area in Russia. What is the coldest part of Russia? My friends, you must answer quickly. I'll send Mr. Putin around to beat you up. I thought you'd all get this one. I just heard the noise for Sugar. The answer is, went for Deb RN, who's a little bit lagging. Deb, what speed do you run your computer at? Or are you on the push bike pedaling it to make it go quicker? We'll give her a chance to answer. She'll probably put New York. All right, she may or may not be there, but the answer was indeed Siberia. Now this one you should all know. It's correct, Deb, you got it. This one you should all know. How many continents are there on the planet? How many continents? Example, Australia's a continent. Because tonight's prize is a brand new Ford 350 with tow hitch, trailer. It is in a little tiny box though, about that big. But mind you, Sugar Lollies comes up with the answer 8. Bucky comes up with 7. Good evening, good morning, Ham Egerson from Canada says 7. And again, we're waiting for Deb the RN's answer, who says 9, who's obviously counting parts of Mars. The answer is indeed 7. Correct were Bucky and Ham and Egerson. That's too tough. This question I'm not going to. This says how many time zones are in the world. It's 24, but I would never have known what that is. Here we go. You should get this one. 7 to 9. That's an each way bet, Deb. This is all on the nose. All right, next question. Which is the largest desert on Earth? Which is the largest desert on Earth? Google. Answer. Sorry. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're still waiting for Deb, the RN's answer. I'm not saying Sahara is correct, but we do have to give Deb a chance to answer. It's coming. Be patient. Just a matter of time. Great answer. The Mojave is incorrect, of course, because the answer is indeed Sahara. Well done, Sugar, Bucky and Hammond. All right, this is a great question because most of you should know this answer as well. Which river is flowing through Rome? Good morning, Keeper. We're doing a quiz to see if people can enjoy it and have fun. You know, that's missing on YouTube. Fun. No, I'm not going to do a quiz every night. Probably pick a night of the week and do it. I'm doing it my night time, but I will do it during the day to suit most people. Question is, which river is flowing through Rome? Google. Come on, don't Google. We've got Bucky with Nile, Sugar Lollies with a great answer of Blue Danube. Bucky's just laughing. For Deb the RN. Question was, which river is flowing through Rome? It's like bacon and egg time at Creeper's house. No, Venice is not a river. Which river is flowing through Rome? We've got two answers. Bucky says Nile. Sugar says Blue Danube. And we're still waiting for Deb the RN. Give Deb another couple of hours and we'll get that answer and move on to the next question. All right, I'm not sure if Deb's there or not. So the answer to which river is flowing through Rome is the Tiber, T-I-B-E-R, the Tiber River. You should get this one. Actually, I do need to ask because I'm at the back of my laptop. I'm not sure you're getting a clear or blurry picture. How is the quality of the sound and the picture? Could you give me a bit of feedback on that? I'm a fair way away from the router. Just a bit of feedback on the vision is like. I can turn that off and just put a picture up. If it's affecting the transmission, you don't need to watch me. Okay, shit, it's all shit. Thanks for your feedback, Randy. You've been helpful. I'll show everybody what you just said. Picture blurry. All right, let me do something simple. I'll take the picture away. I think with the sound, I'm not sure. All right, are we ready for the next question? The question is, which country once had a name called Rhodesia. What is it called today? Which country, which was once called Rhodesia, good morning, Joe, and is now called something else? Was once called Rhodesia and is now called something else. I have this terrible feeling that this quiz probably won't work because people will just sit there and Google. But that's okay. But I want you to do it without Googling. We have one answer from Bucky. It says Zimbabwe. Deb says Joe Hello. No, I don't think it's called Joe Hello, Deb. I think it's called something else. We have one answer. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to try just for the next few questions is take the first answer that's correct. Okay, and then you can keep your own score. Let's try that. In other words, if say Deb RN was the first to answer correctly, she can type 1 in front of her name, and then when she gets 2 right, 2, etc. The answer indeed was Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. That is the new name of the country. It used to be called Rhodesia. All right, now all of you should get this one. Now I'm going to take the first correct answer. The first correct answer. And this should come fast. What is the largest state of the United States? What is the largest state of the United States? First correct answer. Texas is incorrect. You only get one shot of it. You don't get another shot of it. It's one answer. Hammond Eggerson, correct with Alaska. Sugar, are you copying Joe? Seriously? Largest state. Not population, largest. As in, how big is your egg? Is it small or big? California, incorrect. The answer was Alaska. All right, next question. First correct answer taken. Because Hammond Eggerson has 1, so if you can type his name in next time with the letter 1, and then we can keep a tally who's winning, if you like. Through which capital does the Liffey River flow? I'm going to give you a bit of a help with this one. Which river flows? Which capital does the Liffey River flow? It's in Ireland. It's a city in Ireland. First correct answer. Through which capital does the Liffey River flow? I think Deb's still on. Oh no, Deb was the first to answer with no idea. All right, it's a city in Ireland. Through which capital does the Liffey River flow? And the answer correct is Bucky. Bucky is quite correct. Cardiff is in Wales, Sugar. You need a very large ring around your belly to swim about 25 miles to get to Ireland. You'd probably get to Dublin from Ireland. Dublin from Cardiff. The answer was Dublin. Bucky was correct. This is an interesting question. This is geography. I'll change to something simple shortly. What is the second largest country in Europe after Russia? What is the second largest country in Europe after Russia? Remember, Russia's the biggest European country. I think Bucky's on 1 and Hammond Eggerson is on 1. Repeat the question. What is the second largest country in Europe after Russia? First correct answer. Sweden is incorrect. Germany is incorrect. Give you a little hint. It's next to Germany.
Who's winning?
Ukraine. Make it stop. That's correct. It's Texas. No, it's not Texas. Don't sit in the corner. Make it stop now.
Sorry, answer before me.
Leroy answered before me. That's true, but he only said Ukraine's incorrect. Germany's incorrect. Texas is definitely incorrect.
What's the question?
What is the second largest country in Europe?
Europe.
Poland's incorrect. No correct answer. No, Germany's already been said. That's incorrect.
Why did this come back?
I don't know. All right, I'll give you a little hint. First one to answer, obviously, will be the winner of this question. It's where the Eiffel Tower is.
Is it anybody? Has it got legs? No one's answering.
Not sure. The answer is correct, Bucky. It's not Belgium. 1 point for Bucky. Not Spain. Not Paris. Answer, Deb RN gets it correct with France. So close, but on my screen, it may show different on other people's screen, but the answer is indeed France.
And it was Deb first because
yeah. So I think Hammer Eggers is on 1, Deb is on 1, and Bucky's on 1. You need to keep your own score. Here we go. What do the Japanese people call their own country? What do the Japanese people call their own country? First correct answer.
I'm not answering because I'm here with you and I don't want people to think we're cheating. So I'm not answering.
Go on, answer.
I did.
Home is not correct. What do the Japanese people call their own country? And in very quickly, Hammond Eggerson with the correct answer is Nippon.
So Sugar said the same as me.
Bucky was also correct, but he was a little bit slow. I think what we'll do, we'll get off geography. You tell me what you want to look at, because this little thing I've got to is quite good. There is economy, boring, music, politics, film and TV, food and drink, science, general, sports. I'm sure literature will be a big hit with most people. What would you like to have the questions based on? No, you're equal. Good morning, Bob. Okay, let's just, I'll click on the music one. There we go. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Music questions. First correct answer.
Then food and drink, Deborah.
Then food and drink. Well, let's do this one. This is dear and near to most people, as far as the question goes, not in regards to somebody who lives in a dilapidated B-class van. What is Elvis Presley's middle name? First correct answer. What is Elvis Presley's middle name? Believe me, because it's first in who wins. Googling probably won't help you if someone has the answer. We should all know this anyway. Straight off the bat, Hammond Eggerson does Canada proud again. On my screen, Hammond Eggerson is first with Aaron. Indeed, that is his middle name. Right, next question on music. Who was the Queen of Soul? Who was the Queen of Soul? I'm not sure why you keep putting question marks up there. Am I missing something?
Yes, Joe, he did have a twin. You're right, he died. Didn't he, Joe, at birth?
Who? Elvis?
Elvis had a twin, yeah.
Didn't he end up in a van somewhere? No, I'm just kidding.
Don't start.
And I'm going to accept Bucky, because both those words came in consecutively. Aretha Franklin is correct, even though Make It Stop was next with the full 2 names. I'll give it to Bucky because he did get both names in first. You're correct, Deb, just a little bit slow. Right, again, this is a music question, but you may not or may know the answer. What is the lowest male voice? Not a high voice, but a low voice. Good morning, VMAC. We got woo as one answer. And of course, Bucky, trying to tell you, you only get one shot at this, so you're out of this round. Baritone's a great answer, but it's incorrect. You already had a question. BMAC says baritone. Everyone else is copying Bucky. And Deb, the RM, is first in with bass. Quite correct. I'm just going to finish off these two music questions to go till we move on to food and drink. Question: which famous group was once known as the Quarrymen? Which famous group was once known as the Quarrymen? First correct answer.
Are they all taking so long because they're Googling?
Well, it doesn't matter, because if someone's got the answer, they're going to give it. And I have a winner. The winner is first on my screen, VMAC with Beatles. Bucky got it correct. Mister got it correct. And Deb keeps answering unknown or question marks.
I did not cheat.
The Monkees.
That
was a good group. That was a sort of a television group, really, wasn't it? Not sure whether, other than Davy Jones, who actually sang on the Monkees.
The wing thing.
Last music question. Question: what is the name of AC/DC's lead singer who died in 1980? What was the name of AC/DC's lead singer who died in 1980? Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. Joe Romano says the Wing Ball Mafia. I'm not sure. Don't think it was that one, Joe.
Winging Buffalo.
Try that. Bucky's on fire. The answer is indeed Bon Scott, very closely followed by Hammer. Hammer Egerton came in with Bon Scott as well. And Debbie answers, again, don't know. There's going to be a question I'm going to ask where the answer will be, don't know. So just keep punching that one in, Deb, and you should be fine. Right, let's go back now. Food and drink, I think, was the request.
Yeah.
No idea what these questions are going to be, because it's a random thing. Here we go. You might all know this one. I'm pretty sure Joe would know this one. What a funny answer. What should you do in Arab countries to show that the food was delicious? What should you do in an Arab country to show that the food was delicious?
Come on, Joe. Quick, answer.
Take your shoes off. Good answer. It's incorrect. Run like hell. That's probably the best answer of the night so far. Make it stop. Throw up. Very close. I'm going to give it to Deb RN. It's actually belch, but she put in bulch. But that would be the Iowan accent. You know, it actually sounds like an E. It's belch. Quite correct.
It's the waiter with the shoe.
Next question on food. Which nuts are used in marzipan? Which nuts are used in marzipan?
No, this. Not even cheating. But I won't answer.
You have a bit of an advantage if you do answer. Yeah, no, incorrect, Bucky, not macadamia.
That's why I'm not answering, because I'm not cheating. If I answer it because I know it, not because I'm looking.
Okay. And on a roll at the moment, on a really huge roll, Deb RN has the correct answer with almonds. Almonds, if you want to say it correctly.
Almond.
Right, this is a food question again. From which country does pita bread originate? From which country does pita bread originate? First correct answer.
I don't know this.
Which country does pita bread originate from? And Hammond Egerton is showing his IQ ability well over the 130 to 140 mark easily. The answer is indeed Greece. Now, girls and boys, I've got lots of Lebanons typed in the room. Now that means you're either guessing exactly the same thing Or you're copying each other.
Copying.
I think you're copying. That's absurd.
What's the answer?
Joe, you copied.
What's the answer?
The answer was Greece. Hammond Egerson got it correct again. India. Oh my goodness, Bucky, we don't make bitter bread here. I'll accept spelling mistakes. All right, you should all get this one. Now, come on. Which country is the origin of the cocktail mojito?
What?
Mojito. I'll spell it for you. M-O-J-I-T-O. Mojito. Which country is the origin of the cocktail mojito? It's a bit like jalapeno. You don't use the J.
I've never heard of it.
Spain. The answer by Bucky is incorrect. Mexico. Good answer, but incorrect.
What's the question again?
Spain again. Incorrect.
What's the question?
Jamaica. In that area, but incorrect. The question is, which country is the origin of the cocktail mojito? M-O-J-I-T-O. We don't have a correct answer at the moment. I'll give you a hint. Fidel Castro. Singapore's a little bit too far away.
I was thinking of Singapore. What is that? Singapore Sling.
The clue was Fidel Castro. The doorsteps of America. Bucky O'Donnell on my screen. Good morning, Dory Lynn. Bucky O'Donnell gets Cuba just ahead of Dory. I'll just explain. Sometimes on your screen it may show something different, but Bucky was just ahead of Dory, followed by Deb, the RN, Sugar, and Joe, who's still a little bit lost in the fog. He says Colombia.
That's all right.
Which is pretty close, pretty damn close to Cuba. Let's be honest.
I'll stay down with Joe.
Next question. What is the well-known drink from Greece? And I don't mean, Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. I mean the country. Which is the well-known drink from Greece? First answer correct.
Come on, Joe, you've got it. You can do this, Joe.
And on my screen, first correct answer was Bucky.
I'm on Bucky's team.
With Uzo.
I'm on Bucky's.
We might have to have team nights where people join up.
I'm going to be Bucky's team. They're very clever.
Correct answer was indeed Uzo. Next question. Which cheese is traditionally used for pizza? Which cheese is traditionally used for pizza? Now, I know all you guys eat tons of the stuff, so you should know.
I can't spell it.
It's not American cheese. It's not Gruyere. Mind you, I love Gruyere. Beautiful. Well, on my screen, the first correct answer was the moderator, Mr. Angels, with mozzarella.
How to spell it?
And Bucky was second with mozzarella. Creeper was third with mozzarella. Dory Lynn had mozzarella. Deb RN had mozzarella. Shauna Miles, good morning, had mozzarella. And Joe Romano had Cuba. No, I'm just kidding. No dairy here. He's intolerant. I like the spelling of make it stop.
You know, Joe's a very good piano player.
Is he?
Yeah.
Must be a bit hard to blow, though.
What?
Next question. From which country is the famous Emmental cheese from? Spell it for you. Emmental. E-M-M-E-N-T-A-L. Emmental. Which country is the famous cheese Emmental from? Just doing a bit of a fun quiz today to see if people are interested in having a quiz night during the week. Not every night. We've got France as an answer. We've got Cuba. We've got Italy. Emmental is neither of those countries. Let me give you a clue. It's not Italy. The clue is, and it's not Spain, the clue is where yodels come from, where people yodel in the mountains with snow. Germany's incorrect. Which country does the famous Emmental cheese come from? And they yodel a lot there. And Mr. Angel, are you Googling?
No, I'm not Googling, only because I'm German. I am not. No. I'm not Googling. Honestly, I'm not cheating. I'm only guessing if I know it.
It was correct. Doralyn got it correct with Switzerland. That reminds me, the way that's spelt, Dory, reminds me of that movie, The Birdcage, with our dear departed friend, of course. Switzerland. Bucky came in with Japan. Shauna came in, good morning, make it stop.
Scotland.
Okay, well, there's snow in Scotland and mountains. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Next question. Now, I don't know if this is actually true, but this is the question. The answer may be obvious, but here we go. What is the most famous Mexican beer? What is the most famous Mexican beer? Bucky would know that the Japanese invented yodeling because he was around in about the year 200. Bucky's very old. I'm not even sure what dos y worse means. Dos y worse. Is that like asking for a hamburger in Spain? Dos y worse, please. Shauna Miles gets it correct. It is Corona. The answer, I'm not sure if it is the most popular beer in Mexico, but it does say that. It says Corona. Now this one, again, I take the first correct answer. This one should be like lightning. It should be bang on the computer straight away, the answer. What is Japanese sake made from? What is Japanese sake made from? I take close spelling. In other words, if you've got the right intent.
Wait for the hard word.
No, this is very easy. Question was, what is Japanese sake made from? Mr. Angel puts in beans. God knows what that would taste like. First correct answer on my screen is Bucky. Bucky gets rice, followed by Doralyn right up his clacker. Randy's decided to wake up and type rice. Maybe he copied someone. Sean has got it with rice. Deban, rice, and Joe got it correct. I want all the people in the chat, on the side chat, to put little hands clapped together for Joe. He's now half awake.
People aren't copying. They're too busy concentrating and looking.
Are they?
And they know the answer, so they're just up there with everyone else writing the same thing.
All right, here's the next question. Should be a pretty easy answer as well. Which French town is known for its mustard? Which French town is known for its mustard? If you don't spell it quite correct, I'll accept it.
Yeah, Doralyn, that's right. Whatever screen you're on, you think you're first. Yeah, I know.
Yep. That's why I've got to go with what's on my screen. And people have already said, oh, but I was first. Yeah, you were on your screen.
What's a poupon?
Poupon. I don't know. It's something you do in your panties. What you got there? I've done a little poupon. It's nothing special.
Dijon.
I'm going to take Hammond Eggleston's answer. It's Dijon mustard. It's correct. The spelling was a little off, but it was still the correct answer. And again, Shauna Mel's got it correct. Just a little bit slow there, Shauna. Most of them correct. I like Doralyn's answer. Ponce de Leon. It sounds like somebody wearing lace and football boots. All right, now, come on. You guys should be so fast with this answer. Question. What beer is marketed as the king of beers? What beer is marketed as the king of beers?
Never heard of it.
Well, I expect all the Americans to get this one straight away. Mind you, we don't drink it, but we have. I'm going to accept that, Bucky. It's the most common phrase used for the beer. It's Bud. Budweiser is correct, but I'll accept it. If someone wants to argue in text, by all means, go ahead. I'll just ignore you. Poupon is something rich people throw at each other while driving Rolls Royces. It sounds like a booger. Flick out the window.
Oh my God, BB.
Yeah, so Bud I'll take because that's the most common phrase used for Budweiser, as Shauna says. Right, now this is another question. Comes from Greece again. What is the real meaning of the Greek word pitta? P-I-T-A. Question, what is the real meaning of the Greek word pitta? I'm going to get some real saucy answers here, I can tell. You've come in first. I'm just going to say, my wife's over the other side of this table. You guys are 12,000 miles away. The correct answer is Mystic Angels first with bread.
Oh, really? I only said bread because I put it together. Pitta bread.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't.
Correct was Shauna, Bucky, Joe Romano. He's just on a roll, Joe, guys. I don't know, he's probably in third gear now. Sugar Lolly's got bread. Shauna Mal's got pocket, which you can make out of pitta, of course. Pitta like a plate. Yes, indeed. It's the Greek word for bread. Now, this one should be quick. I've got Make It Stop say, you suck. Thank you. I hope you have a nice day as well. What is the Hungarian word for pepper? As in grows in your garden. What's the Hungarian word for pepper? This game is not fair. All right, what I'll do, Joe, is I'll type to you the question 10 seconds ahead of everyone else on a separate hangout, and then you're just going to kill it. Maybe I should type you the answer as well. That's a great answer, Bucky. Goulash. It's not the correct answer.
Shauna wrote K-Y-A-N.
Very close, but Bucky, your second answer, which I shouldn't take, but I will, because I'm that kind of guy, is paprika. Okay, the answer for the Hungarian word for pepper is paprika.
Is it really?
It is indeed. I drink, this one should give it away. I drink this, not often, but I do enjoy it. What is the most famous beer in Ireland?
I won't answer that.
No,
Because I know.
too easy. What is the most famous beer in Ireland? I could play music in the background, but you might not hear me. What is the most famous beer in Ireland? Oh, on my screen, just because they both came on the screen at the same time, but first was Bucky with Guinness.
On my screen, Bucky, Shauna and Joe all came in together.
Yeah, well, I saw Bucky and Shauna hit the screen at the same time, but first in line was Bucky with Guinness. Shauna got it with Guinness. Joe is blind. He got Guinness. Not sure whether that's the correct spelling, Joe, but I understood it. Bucky O'Donnell with Guinness. And Deb, who's just pulling a big one, big pinter of draft, which I suppose technically you could say, but no, it's Guinness. Steel Reserve. Yep, 211 Steel Reserve. I looked that up the other day, guys. Steel Reserve comes in 2 alcohol strengths. Comes in 6% and 8%. Maybe that's why the banjo sounds a little bit indifferent after a few 211s. Right, let's change. Let's go back now and pick some other subject. Would we like nature? Let's try nature. Now you should get this one straight away. If you don't, I'm going to be worried. Yep, I'm probably suffering lag. Do apologise for that. If someone else wants to start a quiz run, I'll join. Question is, what kind of animal is the largest living creature on Earth? What kind of animal is the largest living creature on Earth? And after Deb RN's had a few coffees too early in the morning, there's probably a sound very similar that comes from the chair, Deb. And the answer in first was Dory Len with whale. Quite correct. Bucky was close second, followed by Hammond Egerton with a very articulate question answer. Indeed, it is the blue whale, but the answer here just shows whale. Hammond, you're quite correct. It is the blue whale. And Joe Romano says elephant. I don't know how that elephant would do it 15,000 feet underwater. And even Bev RN says the elephant. Maybe there are elephants in the US with flotation devices on them. I'm not sure. Whale shark's a good answer. But no, it's not the biggest. I can only take whale. Yes, you were correct, Dory. I think we've done a few of those ones. I'm actually going to, I don't know whether I test you. Let's just go for general knowledge. That'll make it a bit fairer, I think. All right, question. On Earth, yeah, the question was on Earth, and water is part of the planet. This question is general knowledge. What is the name of the German airline? The national German airline. I'll take spelling close to it. What is the name of Deutschland Airline?
I know what it is, but I want to answer it.
Yeah. Correct answer is yes. With Bucky. No. Maybe on your screen you're first, but on my screen, which is most important.
My screen, Joe was first.
No.
You have to go by your screen.
Yes, unfortunately. On my screen first was Bucky with Lufthansa, spelt incorrectly. Make it stop, actually got it correct, but that's probably through a little bit of Google research, I'm not sure. Leroy, Google research? No, I'm not accusing anyone of any, of course. All above board here in the games room. Oh, not sure whether that's an appropriate answer, though, Shauna. Probably correct, but not appropriate. How many stars has the American flag got? God, if some of you guys get this wrong, seriously. Seeds, the boss of the room have to go. I've got to go with my screen because I'm the one asking the question.
I know.
Oh, see how many people get this wrong. Leroy Jenkins with 187. But the first correct answer again comes from Bucky with 50. It is indeed 50. Well, it's not here, but what was the original flag? How many were on the original flag? Does everyone remember that?
52.
It's a bit of a giveaway. This is how many stripes are on your flag. Someone's pulling out their flag now. Dory's got it. Boom, boom. 13 is quite correct. Bucky, 12. Did you drop a state? Is there a bit of prejudice somewhere along the line, Bucky? The answer was 13. All right, here's a question you should all get. If you pull out your King James Bible, it should make it very easy. Give you time. Have you got it? Righto. Here's the question. According to the Bible, who was the first murderer? Bucky's Canadian. Fair enough. Who, according to the Bible, was the first murderer? I'll take it as the correct answer. It's Cain, C-A-I-N, but I'll take Cain as in whack me with it, but Cain as in citizen from Leroy. Cain was correct from Deborah West. She got that spelling correctly. And Bucky's from Canada, so he picked Abel, who was the victim, which is a bit sad. Montoureur, no. When did they print this Bible?
When Steve was born.
Yeah, 3 weeks after I was born, apparently. All right, here's a question for lovers of the royal family. General knowledge question. In what year did Princess Diana die? In what year did Princess Diana die? It's the first correct answer, of course. Googling will probably help you, but most people who know the answer will beat you. See you later, Shauna. Have a good one. Mr. Anal says 19 something. That's part of the correct answer. Bucky says 2004. Dory Lynn says 1984. And Hammond Eggerson has the absolute epitome of the correct answer. It is indeed 1997. Lots of conspiracy theories about that, of course. I personally think that the pylon killed her. Doing 80 miles an hour probably would anyway. Question. You should get this one as well. G'day, Sue Pete. Good morning to you. Which famous British woman murderer of the 19th century was never arrested? Sherlock, what do you think? I don't know, Holmes. I had my suspicions. Question was, which famous British woman murderer of the 19th century was never arrested?
19th century.
Fog Streets.
Oh.
That's the clue. Fog Streets. Joe Romano says Elizabeth. No, it's not a woman. It's no.
Say the question again.
I'll say the question again. Which famous British murderer of the 19th century was never arrested? Which famous British murderer was never arrested in the 19th century?
Can I give him a clue?
Was it Mortimer? No. I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
I don't have to, because Canada's come flying in again, making North America look a little bit silly. The answer is indeed Jack the Ripper. And I'll give Joe a bonus point for Dark Reaper. Dark Reaper. I drink at trivia. That's probably not a bad thing to do, Sue. I mean, just if you're really quick, just copy someone's answer and keep drinking. All right, let's go down. Next question, general knowledge. Which animal is on the golden Flemish flag? God, I'll never get this one. Which animal is on the golden Flemish flag? I'll give you a clue. It has a mane.
What's a Flemish?
It's well, being Flemish people.
Which is what?
One of them Nordic islands. Flemland. Yes, the clue gave it away. Make it stop. The Vegemite king and queen of the United States at the moment, of course, there's a big video coming out later this year. Make it stop. The Vegemite movie. Quite correct. Your first correct answer, lion. Leroy got it correct with lion. Bucky got it lion. Deb the RN is in a horse with a paddock. Leroy Jenkins copied Deb. And Randy's riding a cat. And Bucky just says Belgium again. I'm not really sure why. Question. What is the name of the Indian Holy River? What is the name of the Indian Holy River? Good answer. Too deep. Very good. It's actually longer than it is deeper though. What is the name of the Indian Holy River?
Oh, that river.
I'm going to award it to Bucky, even though he's spelling it like a jalapeno. He put in Hunges. It's the Ganges, is correct. Also correct was Hammond Egerton and Sugar with Ganges. And Bucky's just thrown in a H, reversed, to try and qualify, but you won it. Make it stop. In India. Yeah, the answer is the Ganges. Leroy Jenkins says, Pooping Miss McPoop. Question. Which South American country is named after Venice? Which South American country is named after the city Venice?
What is
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Joe was timed out by Deb for 300 seconds.
Now let's get back to the question. Which South American country is named after Venice? And the answer is correct with Bucky, with Venezuela. Sugar had Brazil. Hammond Egerton was very close with Venezuela as well. Now you should all get this one very, very quickly. You ever went to kindergarten and mucked around with some colour crayons or paint? Make it stop, says Kyrgyzstan. Welcome to the quiz. Make it stop. Here we go. What colour do you get when you mix red and white? What colour do you get when you mix red and white? And good morning to Blue Waffles. I can hear the tins being kicked from underneath your feet, the cat screaming, reaching for the fridge for the milk. You should be right, about 3 minutes. And the answer first in was Dorian Lynn on my screen, followed by Deb Darien with pink, Bucky with pink, Mystic Angel with pink, Hammond Eagleson with pink. I don't think Hammond Eagleson has got one wrong yet. Hasn't won everyone, but I don't think he's got one wrong. Sugar got pink, Naked Stock got pink. And Blue Waffle says, see you in 234 seconds. I'm not sure, it's probably going to use...
Deb accidentally timed Joe out.
Oh, right. Oh, that'll be the mafia coming out, and Deb.
Yeah, that was it.
She's probably got the hat on, the stilettos, black stockings, got the whip out and said to Joe, you're going to face the music, son. Right, next question. Let's go straight along. Question. What is both a French wine region and a luxury American automobile? Question is, what is both a French wine region and a luxury American automobile? Good morning, Shitbucket. What a lovely name. Must have been in the army. Ooh, good answer. Bordeaux is a great answer, but I've never driven a Bordeaux, Bucky. It's got to be also an American automobile. Bucky gets it correct with his second answer.
Well, on my screen, no one else has answered yet. It's Toyota.
Leroy says the Russian Lada. Make it stop says the Japanese Toyota. Blue Waffle gets Cadillac. Cordova. That sounds very, very interesting, the old Cordova. Right, let's have another one. Right, here's one for all those people that have ever played sport, and I've done mine. What is the most fractured human bone? I'll take two answers for this. There is a scientific name for it. There's a common name for it. What is the most fractured human bone? Bucky says tibia, and that's incorrect. Leroy Jenkins says, no, that's not even a bone, that's a cartilage, Leroy. Blue Walker says finger, no, that would be computer damage, I imagine. Deborah West says femur, no. Tibia, no. Baby toe, actually I've kicked my toe on the bottom of lounge chairs, terrible. I'll take an answer of collarbone, because it is indeed the clavicle, which is the collarbone. So that is the correct answer.
Is it a magpie?
There we got magpies start to play up at night time. I'm changing the questions over to science. The boner. I don't know whether Blue's ever broken his boner. Return the boner. All right, I'll take the surname. You don't need to give the first name, it's going to be too difficult. Question is, who was the first man to fly around the Earth in a spaceship? Who was the first man to fly around the Earth in a spaceship? It's actually just a capsule, but they called it a spaceship. I'll take the surname. First name may be a bit difficult. Hint, he was Russian. Mr. Angel was correct with the answer, amen. And Leroy is also correct with some Russian do. The Waffles is not correct with Sputnik. No, it wasn't Glenn. No, it wasn't Glenn. It was Russian. I've never heard of a Russian man say, what's your name, man? My name is Glenn. Iski. Cosmonaut, correct, but I want the name.
The first name was the
Right, first name's a bit tough, but I'll take the surname. No one's got it correct so far. He was the first Russian in space to go around the planet. Very, very famous. I think it was 1961. I'm using my arms, you can't even see me, but I'm using a motion like going around the planet.
Can we have the first letter?
I like the name, Sergei Gorbachev. No. You're going to slap yourselves. This is the first answer we've not got a correct answer on. I'll give you another 30 seconds. Question was, who was the first man to fly around the Earth? In a spaceship capsule, actually. First man. He was Russian. His name's not Joe. Or Glenn. Or George Jetson. Good answer, but not the answer. Putin is not correct either. 5 seconds to go. You're going to kick yourselves.
Just a letter.
No, we'll let that one go. The answer was Gagarin. All right, that was his surname, Gagarin. Robert Joff. Might have taken that as an answer, actually. All right, here's a very simple question. Very simple question. Question is, what colour is cobalt? C-O-B-A-L-T. Cobalt. What colour is cobalt? First correct answer.
We must have legs.
Probably.
Hmm.
E-bigger scum flew around the world. Hammond Eggerson with red. First incorrect answer. I actually had the first correct answer. Again, Dory Lynn with blue.
Yeah.
Just behind was Deborah West with blue. Bucky went black. Sue Peak was correct with blue. And I've never seen that word purple spelt that way. It depends on your accent or something. Purple. What colour is it? Purple. Joe Romano was correct also with blue. Blue Waffles copied somebody and got blue as correct as well. Good morning, Nomadic Fat. He got it right with blue, and Bucky put it in twice just to make sure everyone knows that he put in blue. Here we go. You should get this one as well. Question: who invented vulcanized rubber? Who invented vulcanized rubber? And we have another take on poor old Bucky. We make it stop. Says Bucky, you suck. Well, because he's winning, I think. All right, who invented vulcanized rubber? And again, the correct answer comes from Bucky with Goodyear. That is indeed correct.
It's Bucky and Aussie.
Bucky's Canadian.
We should put him on a tribute show on TV for doing down.
I did. We'll tell them that story later. All right, next question. What is the organ that is affected when one is suffering from hepatitis? What is the organ in the body that is affected when suffering from hepatitis? Yes, he did, Blue, but he wasn't the one that invented it. And again, with that question, on my screen was Bucky. Very at the same time, Nomadic Fanatics answer came up, but it was just behind Bucky. He's got the correct answer with liver. Blue Waffles hasn't got one. Hammond Eggerson's got a liver. Dory got a liver. Randy got a liver. Deborah West got a liver. And Make It Stop has got a big toe. Actually, hepatitis C ends up affecting all of the body, but of course it works on the liver first. Question, general knowledge. Which device do we use to look at the stars? Simple question. Which device do we use to look at the stars? Someone will answer for sure. Flag and a moonshine and a blanket. I'm sure that's coming. Blue Waffle says, no, you're correct. You're correct. You're Blue. I was just taking a piss out of you. I'm saying you've drunk yours away. You haven't got one. And the first on my screen was like a bit of a challenge to Bucky at the moment. Nomadic Fanatic, correct with telescope. Dory Lynn was right behind him with telescope, and even Randy got telescope. Who else got it right? Sue Peak got it right. Hammond Eggerson got it right. Make It Stop with periscope. Really? Make it. And Deborah West from Virginia. Oh, okay, let's see. You people are old enough to know them, particularly a few of you in here for sure. Question: who is the father of the atomic bomb? Who is the father of the atomic bomb? I'll take the surname, but I'll take both the first name as well if you've got it. Mr. Gabriel comes in really close with Darth Vader. It's not correct. It's a good answer though. Einstein, very good answer, incorrect. Hitler, didn't get enough heavy water. Blue, no, not the correct answer. I'll take, again, flying along at the moment, Dory Lynn with Oppenheimer. Robert Oppenheimer was always regarded as the father of the atomic bomb? What a thing to be remembered for. Seriously. Waffles, seeds. All right, I answer back. Blue. What? Robert Oppenheimer by Randy's correct after a good Google session. You got that one? Dory is on a bit of a roll at the moment. Okay. This is a question I asked about the Russian guy. I'm now going to ask you about American guy. Listen carefully. Question. Who was the first American in space? Very famous astronaut. Who was the very first American in space? You are going to be remembered for your answers. We have an answer from Bucky, which is Glenn, which is not correct. Even John Glenn's not correct. Glenn, people are copying. It's not working. It's wrong. It's incorrect. Dory, you got it wrong. See you later, Joe. And Randy, who's got the Google fingers of the Kentucky flying along, is the correct answer with Alan Shepard. Alan Shepard was the first American in space. Quite extraordinary. He's not remembered that much.
Randy,
I don't think he ever actually went onto the moon. Sorry?
Randy Googled that.
Yeah. Randy Googled that answer.
That was amazing.
Didn't you, Randy? All right, for all the steam buff train enthusiasts, who was the inventor of the steam engine? It may surprise you. Who was the inventor of the steam engine? Waffles? Yep. Again, what? What's your question? Good answer. Come on. Question, who was the inventor of the steam engine? Morning, Tucker.
Oh, he's saying you. You were the inventor.
No, it was well after my time. Well after my time.
Yeah, no, Blue, you were born in 1830, so...
No, 1802. Tucker, what I'm trying to do is bring a little bit of fun to YouTube, and I thought we might try a quiz. Not sure how it will work in the future. I might do one quiz a week and see how they go. Highlander is a great answer. I've got John Locomotive. No. I thought you might know this actually, but don't seem to be getting an answer. Question was, who was the inventor of the steam engine? It was James Watt, W-A-T.
Taking up on the bed.
All right, here we go. This question all the boys should get for sure with that question. Question, what is the lightest existing metal? What is the lightest existing metal? I just thought I'd give it a go, Tucker. I think people are having a bit of fun. Not sure how we'll actually organise prizes or competitions. Not sure how we can get scores. No idea. The answers are coming in. Mystic says gold. The lightest, I said. Carbon fibre? No. Mercury? Definitely not. That's really heavy. And the correct answer comes from Free Birdie. The answer is aluminium, or as you Americans misspell it, aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminum.
Aluminium. Allo.
Doesn't matter. We'll forget them. Right, let's go down here. Now, those people who know about the spectrum. Question, what are the three primary colours? It needs to be three colours you need to answer. What are the three primary colours? This works in art. The answer works in art, science, and physics. No, I didn't invent aluminium. That's a late mid-century, 20th century thing. Well after my time, too. We've got red, blue, and green, which is incorrect. Red, blue, and yellow, which is correct. Dory Lynn is correct with red, blue, and yellow. Primary means you can produce many colours from those three. Right, just before we have a break, and I'm going to have a break because I've been going for about an hour, That means I'm going to go and have a drink and go for a slash on the toilet. And Blue's correct. He's got it right with blue, red and yellow. A little bit of lag there, Waffles, a little bit of lag, but you got it correct. Magenta's a fantastic answer. Last question before the break. You go for a toilet break, get a drink, coffee, some bacon and eggs, whatever's going at your house. Here we go. Question. Who discovered one of the first antibiotics? Penicillin. Who discovered one of the first antibiotics? Penicillin. No, there's no spelling guards here. If you get the answer, spell it wrong, I'll accept it. But you can't just type in one letter and say, oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Thesaurus, I put the T in. Seeds in 1942. It was a good movie, actually, Blue. Do you remember that? 1942? Going back a few years, 1980s or something. So the answer I need is not on the screen. I'll repeat the question. Who discovered one of the first antibiotics? That antibiotic was called penicillin. We've got penicillin. That's a great answer. I might even award that, but it's not the name of the man. There's a hint. And Randy, who Googled much better than the rest of you. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to break, put your hands together for Randy S., who's got the Google fingers of Kentucky. The answer is indeed is Alexander Fleming. Indeed. I would have said to Fleming or just F. Guys, I'm going away for about 3 or 4 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves, get something to eat or drink, or just disappear completely. You can do that. I don't mind. This is only a test quiz. So I'll be back shortly.
Yeah. No, I can't. No, I can't do it.
Ah, the wifey's getting me a drink, isn't it? Nice. Right, if someone would like to come up and do a bit of a sing-along. Roll out the barrel. Blue Waffles is actually 84 years old, but he uses a special cream on his face. It's incredible. He told me he said, don't tell anyone. But you know when you get hemorrhoids, and apparently what Blue does each morning, he says a shave, whacks on a whole tube of hemorrhoidal cream. He's got a baby face. He's 84 years old. He could market that and make an incredible amount of money. Imagine down the bottom of YouTube if you said hemorrhoid cream would take 50 years off your looks. So I'll just ask the question, what do you reckon about a quiz on Hangout? First of all, bit of feedback. Doesn't have to be me, by the way. I just thought it'd be a good idea to do one and see what people thought. Not sure how, if we did a giveaway or something, how we'd actually score. Maybe we'd need an official scorer. I'm not sure.
I could do a little giveaway. We could send something little to someone.
Maybe just some used $100 notes or something.
No, just after we start. They GoFundMe, PayPal, Super Chat and all that, and then we can send them. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, the wife's got a great idea. We'll do a fundraiser, raise $100,000 and give away every week $10 in prizes. That should work out for some scamming going on. Well, we can sort out some prize. Maybe some people will donate some prizes, like Amazon gift cards or something. I don't know. I reckon I would not want e-beggars come to teach me how to fly. No, I mean, I've spoke to, I don't know if Tucker's still here, and Blue Waffles is the same, and Deb. There's very little enjoyment on Hangouts, to be honest with you. If you watch me over the last month in particular, I've withdrawn from the binary code of just repeat, cycle and repeat. Anger, hate, disgust, it's not good for you. I'll certainly pop in and have a look at them, but it's a maze of just craziness. Must be due to all the chemicals people are taking, be it alcoholic or pill-induced. I need a new boob. Yep, I'll tell you what we'll do for you, Dory, since you're pretty much close to the winner tonight, other than Bucky, and I'm sure he doesn't want a boob job. We'll pay for one to get done. We'll do a fundraiser and we'll just pay. I don't know, you've got a profile, you might think the right-hand side, so you do the right-hand side one, or maybe the left-hand side. You decide, maybe we just whack the bugger in the middle. Just call it a large pimple. I'll do another quick quiz if you want me to. If you've had enough, let me know. This is again just a test quiz. But if you want me to continue, I'll do some more if you want to. It's up to you. Left side. I found a lost nipple in my backyard. Actually, I'll tell you a quick joke. It's my favourite old joke. This Scottish bloke told me I was in a bar, and he came up to me. I didn't even know him, and he came up to me and said, "How you going?" I said, "Yeah, good mate." He said, "I've killed my wife." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I've killed my wife." I said, "You're mad, mate. You're drunk. Go away." "Oh, no," he says, "I've definitely killed my wife." He said, "I'll show you." So he took me down the alleyway, down a hill, up a dale, and over a paddock. Sure enough, in this old little cottage. He said, "Come out the back." He got his torch, and sure as eggs, on the ground was just a very large bottom. And he said, "I told you, I killed her." And I said, "That's unbelievable. Why did you leave a bottom sticking out of the ground, though?" And he said, "I've got to have somewhere to park my bike." It's an old joke, and if you don't get it, it doesn't matter. I'll just have a quick light of a cigarette, and I'll do another quick one for you. We'll do about another 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll call it quits for today. The boys are here. There's quite a few boys in the room, even though you're not supposed to say what's going to happen in the future, guys. Seriously, am I going to say welcome persons? I'm not allowed to use man or woman or anything like that. It'll be good evening, persons. Welcome to the show. Political incorrectness gone mad. Righto, get your coffee. I'm about to start in about 30 seconds. Reader's Digest took too much time on the pot. I don't know if anyone else would know that, but I grew up with Reader's Digest in the dunny toilet. 10-second warning.
Did you pay?
Not yet, but I'm going to go for another 15, 20 minutes and we'll call it quits. Righto, eyes down for a full house. Here we go. What have I picked? I picked sports, but these are generalised sport questions. They're not just for men. Here we go. Question. Very simple one, this one to get started with. Question is, what is the national sport of Japan? Very simple. Ask the question about fixed by dot. Would there be an answer, Blue? Question was, what is the national sport of Japan? Very simple. No, it's not samurai. It's not baseball. It's not soccer. Haikai, no. Judo. Oh, I can't believe you're not getting this one. Simple. Hockey. Think of Japan. Men in very large shapes with sort of very fat G-strings on, fighting in a ring. Can't believe none of you got it.
Oh, I know now.
Here we go. And Sugar Lollies rolls into first place with Sumai. Wrestling. Some of the answers. I'm going to go back here. Haikai, judo, hockey, soccer, ping pong. My God. Have any of you ever been out of America? Just kidding, just kidding. Here we go. Now you should get this one. It's even easier. This is a really easy question. Make it stop, stop. All right, stop. This is an easy question. The question is, in which country were the first Olympic Games held? Which country were the first Olympic Games held? Very simple answer. Not as simple as sumo wrestling, but very simple. Questions are rolling in. Germany. Mystic, no. And we have a winner. And she's flying off the mark. The Free Birdie with Greece is correct, followed very closely by Dory Lynn. Blue Waffles went for Germany. That is not answer. Bucky got Greece. Sugar got Greece. Deborah still could see Greece written in the room, but she typed Italy anyway. Debbie put Athens. They ran from Athens in the very first marathon. Athens to Marathon. That's why it's called marathon, I suppose. Make a Stop got it correct, which just fucking amazes me. Seriously, go on. Right, Greece. Greece is the word. All right. Now, this is interesting because some of you are going to come up with the incorrect answer, I'm sure. But here we go. Question: how many players on each side of the net in beach volleyball? How many players on each side of the net in beach volleyball? Six. Hammond Egerton in there with the correct answer of 2. Deborah West says 9. That makes it a bit crowded. And Bucky says 2, which was correct. Waffle says 12. He just wants to see lots of breasts bouncing around, I guess. Dory Lynn got 6. Free Birdie with 3. The answer was 2. My God. Sugar Lollies with 5. Make it stop 7. And Waffles is going for 69. Very well done.
Definition of 69.
I don't know.
181.
181. There we go. What is the definition of 69? The wife says 181. Question. Get close to the end. We're going to call it quits shortly. If you want to come up the panel for a little while, I'll send out links so you can have a chat about what you thought about doing a quiz night. If you want to. If you don't, you can just bugger off. Here we go. Question. You should know this one, by the way. He's an American Idol, an icon, a legend. Question is, how many matches did Muhammad Ali lose in his entire career? How many matches did Muhammad Ali lose in his entire career? And in with the correct answer was Nomadic Fanatic with 1. He only ever lost 1. Dory was correct with 1. Free Birdie had 0. Bucky O'Donnell had 4. Blue Waffles had 1 because he copied someone. Rocky Marciano never lost. That's the noise Waffles makes when he gets up from the chair. Here we go. Now, if you guys don't get this correct, I think I'll boot you. Here we go. Question. How many players has a hockey team got on ice? Each team. How many players has a hockey team got on the ice? We have Nomadic Fanatic with 8 incorrect. Hammond Egerton would have to get this answer correct coming from Canada. Indeed, it is 6. Bucky got it correct with 6. Free Birdie says 7. That's probably including a streaker, I imagine. Sugar Lolly's got 8 because she's cheating. 6 it is indeed. Entertaining sport watching people just beat the shit out of each other and, basically saying, puck it. Here we go. Question. In which country is the Intergalos F1 circuit? No, that's going to be too hard.
Now go on, get started now.
No. It was Brazil anyway. Here we go. Here we go. You guys should get this one as well. The question is, where were the Olympic Games held in 1996? Where were the Olympic Games, the Summer Olympic Games, held in 1996? Right, we'll look at the protest from Make It Stop. Yep, dismissed. Where were the Olympic Games held in 1996? Los Angeles is incorrect. New York is incorrect, but Bucky is correct with Atlanta. Also correct was Dory Lynn. Make It Stop has always answered to every question in Texas, but that's incorrect. And Blue Waffles has a very good answer, because that's only fair that we give him half a point for being totally stoned for the whole entire year of 1996. Let's have a look. All right, here we go. I think we'll make this the last question, if that's all right with you guys. Last question is which ball is worth the most points in English snooker? Which ball is worth the most points in English snooker? Yes, I reckon Blue wakes up most mornings with a rattling of cans and that song from the movie Apocalypse Now. Something's happening here. The questions are coming in. Here we go. Purple, incorrect. Nice colour. Ahmed Egerson's got it correct. Actually, most pool, snooker, and even Italian type games similar. Black is always the most valuable and most points. I'm not sure why Doralyn put in 8. She means the 8 ball, I guess.
Yeah, she does.
But it's snooker, not pool. Is that what they call it in the US? Pool? P-O-O-L? Go to the pool hall? That's what I used to do as a kid.
Call it pool. We don't call it snooker.
No, when I was a kid, I used to go to a Greek hamburger joint which had all these pool tables. Another damn question I don't know. Someone just move them over a bit, will you?
Okay, find a question you think Blue Waffles will get.
Where's
Blue Waffles from?
All right, here's the question. Blue Waffles, this question's only for you. What I keep getting fucking notifications from your channel, it says 15 one day, 9 the next, 37 the next, and you don't have any videos of it. Is it the ping bong at work? Bing. Never heard it called snooker. No, snooker is a professional game. Pool. Some people call billiards. Link. Deb would like the link. All right, Deb, I'll send it. Have you got it? You wait 9 hours and I'll send it to you. I'm only kidding. Yeah. Fine. Here we go. I want a couple of people up just to tell me what they thought and what we could do to improve it. Go into your channel, Deb. Go to the About section. Go into the little tab that says Message. And I'm copying the Hangout link. Now, you taught me all this. Let's see if it works. Enter your message, Hangout link sent, and send. All right, I've sent that to you, Deb. Does anyone else would like to come up and have a look, have a bit of a chat? Would you like to come up, Eggers? I don't want the chat to go forever. I just want a bit of feedback and what you think we can do to improve it. Maybe get some prizes, maybe have some on school.
We don't mind sending little prizes, but it's now postage.
Well, yes, I mean, I don't know, is Make It Stop still in the room?
Yeah.
Are you there? Make it. 7 Blue Waffles. Let's go to his channel. That's right, I've got to put /about, don't I, or something?
Yeah.
People with no fucking about pages, seriously. Righto, setting, enter message. Sent. All right, I've sent the link to you, Blue. Now I've missed the question I asked. No worries, Sugar, thanks for dropping in. Make It Stop. So I was asking if Make It Stop was still here. Don't see Make It Stop.
Yes, Make It Stop is still there.
Yeah. Can't see it. And I'll tell you, I'm not sure Make It Stop won't mind, since I paid for the postage. I sent a very small envelope involving winning a prize at some Vegemite to Make It Stop. And it cost $9 in Australia. We have enormously expensive postage. I'm sure the same letter in the US would have been about 50 cents. Quite incredible. I should have made a video of that and stuff, telling me like, oh, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Lots of pork fats, onions, garlic, maybe some breadcrumbs. I don't adulterate. I make those some breadcrumbs. You don't put yours either, do you?
No,
No.
I put bread. That's
Yeah,
bread.
soaked bread. Soaked bread. Bucky likes Marmite. Oh, we'll have to do them. Oh, you're right. Vegemite. Marmite. Do you know how many Marmites get killed to fill up a jar? I know. / about I did that. Blue's got it. I don't know. Your postal service is a lot cheaper.
Under 250 grams is anywhere between $5 and $10 to send from Australia to America.
No, he's asking about how much to send to Aussie. We'll have to contact the local post office.
I'm sending it the opposite, I don't know.
So I sent out links to Deb RN and Blue Waffles. They definitely got sent out. Have you received them? Ooh, stuff, carpaccio, spinach, mozzarella, boiled egg topped with homemade Mariana. That's food porn. Free Birdie, you want to start a new channel? I'll be a guest on your channel. Free Birdie's food porn. Love food, love the taste. I'm actually always more interested in flavour than what the hell it looks like. Yeah, our postage is crazy. I did send a good friend of mine who lives in Pennsylvania about maybe a couple of years ago now, just a little box that would have weighed under a pound. Sent that to him and it cost me $82 in postage. Just staggering.
It's cheaper the other way. It's cheaper to send someone to the US than
I think it is.
it's been for us to send it. Yeah.
Mind you, gas is about $7 a gallon. Everything's expensive here.
Oi, mate, what's up?
Ah, here we go. I think we've got a waffle in the room. Unless that's Deb's voice changed. How are you, Blake?
I can't imitate Deb's voice. I'm not even going to try.
Oh, Blue, don't talk to me like that. Yeah, so, I mean...
Highlander.
You're the Highlander.
No, I think you're the Highlander.
Well, the thing is, when you tell people the truth that I was born in 1802, they don't believe me, of course, which works in my favour.
Well, looking at your picture, I believe you.
Oh, I thank you for that, because it's the hemorrhoidal cream you sent me. Works a treat.
You're the hemorrhoidal cream?
Just rub a tube on every day and you're fine.
I was thinking that it was those suppositories, you know, that Elvis had in his refrigerator.
I have no idea who you're talking about. This is a good thing. Are you in rehab yet, or are you still yet to join?
Oh, man, I'm good, bro.
I will mention one thing which I was totally disgusted about. Won't name names, other than a lady being accused of doing something over the phone. And that was just abhorrent. And I do hope that legal action is taken.
You turn my speaker up. Now that I figured out how to do that on this damn computer. Let's see.
Well, I sent Deb the link. I will try and send it to her again.
Last time, Deb, I sent it to her and it worked.
I don't know how you're going to send it to her.
Well, I have to go to the room to do it, but get Blue Waffles to send it.
I should probably put it in the room. So do you think I should just drop it in the room, Waffles, or not?
What's that? The link?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of early for the trolls. Probably good. That doesn't matter. It's whatever, brother.
I'll whack it in. I don't see Deb RN here. She might be making a coffee.
Yeah, she's
maybe she's
on his meats.
Maybe she's getting a bit of makeup on, a nice little frock, bit of lippy.
They're all going to come in now.
I don't care. I'll just get Blue to boot them. He knows how to do it.
Okay, I got to open up the back door here. I'll do it over here. Randy, yes. What's up, Randy?
I'm surprised this worked.
Good morning, Randy. How are you?
Normally these links don't work when you do that.
How's Kentucky treating you? Flooded still? No?
I was feeding back on the Hangouts, had to pause the video.
I was just saying, is it Kentucky drying out now?
No, it's gonna rain and snow more tomorrow.
Is that an old GMC in your picture?
That's from a TV show. It's like a redneck camper or some crazy television show.
What do you got? Don't tell me you got a Coachman.
I'll just type in the link again. Just use that, Deb.
No, that's actually from a television show, that picture.
You know, I actually owned a 1950, I think it was a 59 Clipper.
I mean, the picture there is a Holiday Rambler, but that's just from a television show.
Blue, could you send Free Birdie a link? Put it in the room on the chat, but she says she gets an off-air error.
Okay. No.
Sometimes you got to remove the where it says
Everything past US, remove it.
yeah, everything past US. Yeah, if you got
That's not even showing in there, in the link you put in.
No, but that's because the screen's not full. But it will show that.
I see the problem. Just delete everything past US and then try it.
yeah, it should let you in after that. You see EN_US, then sometimes you get a bunch of stuff added onto it.
Yeah, there's
Just remove that.
Hello, Jan and Bruce. We did a dummy run quiz sort of thing, and it seemed like people liked it. We're going to think about doing it maybe once a week. Just letting you know. We've stopped asking questions other than what's the correct link. We haven't got the answer to that one yet.
The problem is sometimes YouTube reformats it, sometimes it doesn't. It's just totally random.
Well, it's from Australia, so it's being reformatted. That's why everything after US you need to delete it.
Mine, I clicked it, it was no problem, but I'm not running Windows, so I don't know.
That worked good for me, but I'm reading it up here on the thing.
But I fixed it, because there's his wife.
See, I'm on.
Mexican train dominator. That's interesting.
It's been an
Oh,
insane week. There's Blue Waffle, she's back.
We just lost Blue.
Just came back.
I'm on multiple devices, so I can't click.
Team botting away. Still can't see Deb RN. She hasn't made it.
She's got to learn how to reformat the link, otherwise it won't work.
Well, either you or Blue can send it to her and you'll get it. She'll get it, I mean.
I can send it all I want, it just won't, it'll reformat it.
Okay.
I'll see if I can get it.
Well, I don't even know where the basement is, but Blue's in at the moment, checking through my wine cellar.
You basically got to undo what YouTube screws up on the link. I learned that trick a while ago.
Well, anyway, the idea of doing this is just to inject a little bit of fun, because I'm just about done with all the nonsense. It's repetitive, boring. It's people attacking each other, and there is no prize. I don't see any prize for these people that are doing it. And I thought we'll just try something like a quiz. So, what did you guys? You thought of one, okay?
I haven't been paying them any mind either. I just saw you were alive.
Especially when you're asking intelligent questions and not bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really me asking them, but the answers, there's a million places to go on the web to get quiz questions, and that's all I did was Google one. And, yeah, just for fun. Go ahead.
Oh, Blue up. Deb, the RN said send it to directly to through the Hangouts. I guess she'll see it.
Oh, she says she's on the phone.
Let me find that.
We call it the basement, which is basically
I know
hangout. Let me see if I can do that. Copy. I don't know if you see it that way or not.
Oh, I got to clean it up for her because it's like crooked.
Blue, put the link in the chat just above you, Deb, if you want to have a look. Use that one and see if you can get him.
She knows where to find it. Popping on, and I just had to clean up everything after US
That's what you got to do.
work.
It's been one hell of a week.
What happened, Randy?
Oh, I got a friend couch camping, homeless.
Is she Swedish and has a backpack?
There's no she, I wish.
Oh, well, that's no good.
Oh, he's a hard worker. He's just going through divorce and cost some drug charges. You know how it goes. And then his friend ditched him with nothing.
See you later, Jan.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm so complicated. When you're on a phone, there's only limited ways you can get in.
Right. I wouldn't know anything.
See, and they,
Thanks for the feedback, Free Birdie.
I'm
Yeah,
like Steve, you know.
just quickly answering Free Birdie. It's just an idea, the quiz side of it. I mean, I think we'll have a quick, nice chat. And I prefer to do that. I don't attack anyone on YouTube. Blue's known me for a very long time. Randy's known me for probably a bit longer. And it's not my style. And if I can help, I will. But I can see me stepping away from most of them completely. I do like Tucker's chat. That's good fun. I've been to Cameos. It's good fun. I'll be honest with you, me and my wife just want to have good fun.
Like I was saying, it's just I'll help someone. Hell, I'm currently helping someone, but when it becomes a problem, you know.
Well, amongst the three of us on here, we could give a whole lecture for the rest of the evening or day on off-grid living, solar panels, installation, growing food, all the old things we used to do, Waffles.
I remember the day. Learned a lot.
The idea of anything like that is sharing the knowledge. No one has all the answers, but if you can put collective knowledge together, it's worth money in real sense.
Yeah, I don't care about money.
Yeah, I'm not looking to make money off of YouTube either. I just want to have stimulating conversation, fun, laugh, and I am sick to death of the attack mode.
Oh, YouTube money. You might as well forget it these days.
One thing that's glaringly obvious is that egos get in the way of rational. People aren't rational, they just tend to go along with their ego and want to stand on top of the hill, shout and scream, and whoever rings the bell loudest usually attracts the biggest crowd. But in the end, and all the attacking and innuendo and lies and all that nonsense, there is no prize for the victor. It's hollow.
No prize for the person that's attacking either.
No.
Yep, and unfortunately, the devastation that's caused is real.
Yes, that's true.
Which
Well,
reflects more on the attacker's life than the victim, because if someone's doing so nasty things, for what gain, and there is none, maybe their life is in such turmoil and misery, they want to share it.
I don't pay attention to that side of YouTube anymore.
Everybody thought that Elvis was going to leave the first victim, but actually, some of the trolls left the first victim.
Who are you talking about?
That's as far as I'm going to take it right there.
I
There,
don't pay attention to any of that information anymore.
It is
there has
relevant.
been so much devastation. Remember Seeds 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when you and I talked about how there was going to be such devastation that it was going to be possibly difficult to recognize what was left of Voight.
Yep,
We didn't
I
even know half of it when we talked.
Or what I could feel coming quite precisely is the destruction to gain some sort of victory. And that's what we talked about, how people were stepping on people simply for the fact because it made them look taller. And if the last thing I ever wanted was for anyone to be attacked. I want, everyone knows my history. I don't want e-beggars to be allowed to beg on any social platform. And it's not the only platform that I've looked at stopping them. And some have been stopped. I assure you that's the case. But in many instances, it's like a cycle, isn't it? It's like a washing machine. One week it's one person, the next week it's somebody else. I don't want victims. I want people to understand that just live and let live. But if there is someone openly, covertly, or overtly taking money from innocent people, I will step up and I will say something.
And you always have.
Yep. Morning, Chamo. Morning, Rosie.
Mosen?
Yeah.
Hey, Rosie. Morning. Hey, the one thing I want to point out to people about the game, and I just learned this like within the last 48 hours, right above where the conversation types in, right in that area, there's live chat, and then there's a down arrow, and if you click it, there's another option.
So
and
what should I do? Live chat?
If we're not all on the same option, then it's going to make our answers come in all at different times.
Ah, well,
or
that's
instead
relevant.
of some of our answers not show up at all.
There you got top chat and you got live chat. You
There you go. Thank you, Steve.
click the top chat and it'll drop down and then click live chat.
I've just done that. Yeah. And that's probably what I should have used for the quiz, to be honest.
Right. And I just learned this. I didn't know it even existed until the last couple of days.
Oh, I told you.
So if we're not all on the same page, it's going to make things come in weird. So I think you're, like you said, seeds, Alan, we're going to all have to use live chat, I would think would be the fairest.
Yeah, I think the option is that it is on top chat for everyone first, but you need to change it. I'll make that next time I do a quiz to say everybody turn to live chat. Because I kept saying to people, what I see first, correct answer, may not be what you see, but I know why now, because they have open chat and not live. But that's okay. I've learned that now.
Right. And then the other thing is lag time, and I don't see any way around lag time. I mean, it all depends on your computer system and your upload speed, and I suppose it has something to do with going from the United States to Australia. I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
I think it's manageable unless somebody knows more than I.
Well, I'm more like I'm not taking ownership of doing quizzes. I just thought it was an idea. If it's better for someone to do it in the US, that's fine. Or maybe we share it with somebody. But it's irrelevant because if you're doing the quiz, it's whoever answer you see first is what you get. So it doesn't really matter, I suppose, where you are.
Right. And I think somebody else, Birdie said it really well. It's like great fun to wake up and start firing the brain cells right off the get-go.
Actually, we had Joe Romano in here, and that didn't happen.
You know, Joe is just a character, so I don't think Joe was even attempting to give straight answers. But, you know, if you'd have got into a discussion about quiz questions on cars, he'd have beat everybody probably.
I'm sure.
Joe, you know, challenge. The other thing, the other category, and I put this in, but the other category that would be fun would be current events.
Yep. I only pulled one particular page up to do that quiz. It was only a test, but there's bound to be many that we can use.
Right. Anyway, I thought it was fun. I thought it was also revealing as to how much I don't know.
I think the idea of the whole event is just to let your mind tick over and have fun, have a coffee or a beer, whatever time of night it is, and
Yeah,
enjoy.
I agree.
I don't think I'll run a quiz more than about an hour, maybe then open chat for maybe a little bit. I think the idea is just to get together and have fun, because that's sadly lacking.
Yeah. Yep. And it was really a relief not to be hammering on somebody. Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciated that.
The only thing, because of my history, if I see someone in here who is an e-beggar, bounce them. I don't want them here. I don't want any controversy or trouble. Not interested. They can take that elsewhere.
Yeah, there's plenty of places to take it.
But the idea is, I think we could have some prizes, but I'll do a few more test quizzes. And I think if we can organise someone, whoever is clever enough, just to be a scorer. Now, it'll be hard if there's 150 people, but it'd be quite easy if there's only 20 or 30. I don't know how we could keep a tally, or maybe it's the first person to get 3 answers correct or something. I don't know. What's your thought on that?
There's tools for that.
If you can find a tool, that's great. Otherwise, I think you're going to have a scorekeeper.
Streamlabs has like a raffle tool you can do.
Could you look at that for me, Randy, and get back to me on that?
Yeah, I've been
Some people's answers are faster than mine because I can't type fast enough or my computer's slow.
No, I can't. And I can't spell. So between typing slow and spelling, I'm going to be behind the 8 ball with everything. But that's okay. That's my problem, not anybody else's.
Can I just say, I don't think there's another country in the world that spells as badly as Americans. I've just got to go with what looks like the answer.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the answers were...
With the teaching of spelling in the United States, but yeah, I'm a horrible speller.
When you ask what it means after you've had a 12-pack of beer and 2 shots of whiskey and you're on the street...
Blue Waffles, I loved your answer. I don't know about that year. I was stoned. I love that answer. That was great. Funny stuff.
The easiest way to gauge... Whoops. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm scrolling right now.
It's
Yeah, it's just scrolling.
Maybe if I refresh, I'll do
No,
that.
I can hear you quite well. I don't know
Well, it's not
I don't
you.
know what's going on.
It
Back up
says
now. So,
chat was disabled, but it's Blue saying it's back up now.
I got it on another screen and I'm watching it, so...
I just wonder whether it may be a more simplistic way to reward a winner with the funniest answer of the evening.
Well, I just think they get to have the quiz trophy for the week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
bragging rights.
Yeah, maybe we'll, on that night in particular, pick, say, 2 judges. Doesn't have to be me. And pick the best answer, or the winner, if it happens to be a competition. But as far as prizes go, like I say, I've sent several packages over to the United States. The reason we don't sell seeds in the US is because postage is just unbelievable. That may be a case of Amazon vouchers or something. Maybe we'll get someone to chuck in a bit of sponsorship. I don't know.
I don't either. This depends, I suppose. I think online things are going to be much better than anything you actually mail because of postage expense. Maybe iTunes. Sometimes on iTunes you can pick one specific song that you want for 99 cents or something of that nature.
99.
Or
You think we're going to go that high? No, I'm just kidding.
99 cents, yeah, that's high enough. The other thing is that people that want to play on the quiz could toss in, everybody's in for $1, and then
I've no idea how you do that.
well, you wouldn't actually toss in the $1 until you had the winner, and then theoretically, and this is probably not going to work, but theoretically everybody put in money to the winner's Amazon account.
We'll work it out,
You know,
I'm sure,
so-
in regards. Prizes for me, not that important to be honest, but maybe...
No, I don't think so either.
But we'll see how it goes. I'll do another couple where we just have fun and maybe do
I
a
think
quiz for an hour.
Good. That's my personal opinion. Bragging rights.
I've just read Free Birdie. YouTube claims a copyright strike against Seed's voice. Is it that bad?
No, I love your voice.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Hmm. Yeah, I love your voice, and I laugh because it's like I wish you would do pick a book and read. You know, any book, whatever. You know, it's like read to us. I love to be read to, but your voice is so soothing.
I've
It's
done
like
many
okay,
stories. You need to
you
go
know.
onto my website. I mean, onto my YouTube. I've done heaps of stories.
I know you've done meditation stuff, right?
I've done some funny ones. You'll find them. It's under. I've got them categorized under stories.
Can you do the history of Wog or the Book of Dave?
Well, I would do. But the pages would be empty. There's nothing in them. There's nothing of substance to read.
I want you to read Orson Welles' 1984. Is that it? I think it's
No,
1984. The only reason is because
that's Tolkien.
constantly making comparisons to today's current events.
Yeah, but you can't hold the attention of another YouTuber for more than about 3 minutes. Can't have the whole thing, you know?
I think deep down, most people want to come online wherever they go and have fun. I think inherently that's what people intend to do.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly they turn into gargoyles on some occasions, and I'm sure when they turn off the computer they thought, was that me? Did I get that angry? And their intention was never to do that, but they do.
It's all supposed to be fun, laughter, enjoyment, companionship. That's what that's what it started out as when I came in. It's deteriorated terribly since.
Story of Seed's hair. I cut it about 18 months ago. It was down to my ass.
I love your long hair and the color. I would give anything to, get that color because I'm already grayed up quite nicely, but I want to just get it over with and go totally gray.
During
It's hard to
summer,
find that color in a box.
during summer, I'm silver. During winter, it goes darker.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Hey, Deb, have you searched that video that was made yesterday about me?
About you?
Yeah, EBS made a video yesterday about me.
No,
Yeah,
I haven't.
Oh, about you or the one with your pizza?
Yeah, and the shop thing and all that bullshit.
Yeah, I left a comment and I got a heart back with a laughter.
Yeah, go click on that comment and look now.
I haven't looked at it since I got I posted my comment. I got an LOL with a heart.
You know,
And
I didn't file anything on it because I didn't want to do a TOS. You know, but go look on it.
I'll have to go look and see what they added to my comment. Okay.
Ain't nothing. It's going to say this video's been deleted.
Oh, it's gone. Oh, okay. Okay.
But I didn't do it. I mean, I didn't even file a strike on it. I didn't try to.
You're going to see it a lot more because they've been cracking down on that stuff. Like
I think
hardcore.
I've noticed a lot of term of service strikes recently, and it's really amped back to music. I've had people try to claim my music when I make my meditation videos, but that's all my own work. But you have all these bots that tip up and say, oh, no, that's mine. They say 3 seconds out of an hour-long meditation is their copyright. And I always write back saying, it's none of yours, it's all mine. And can I have your name and address, and I want to sue you. And they always fire back saying, oh, we've cleared your video, no problem.
That's
No, you're
wonderful. When you make your own music, Seeds, how do you prove that you compiled the chords or the notes, and it was yours, not someone else's?
Well, there are a couple of sites that I go to which I can mix my own sounds, and that site is recognised as my copyright. In other words, I created it.
Okay, got it.
So that's mine. But there are obviously similarities between chords and bars and all the issues that but they're bots. They're YouTube bots by big companies that try and say that's theirs, and it's not. And I've never lost. I have hundreds of meditation videos, and I've never lost a query on regarding whose it is.
That's wonderful.
You're going to see a lot more of those strikes, though, Blue Waffles. Like I said, they're cracking down on hate speech, scamming, all that stuff.
That's wonderful, too.
Look, if you do something detrimental and you're nasty and mean and vile to other people, you should get a strike. There's no question about that.
Yeah, but what he got struck down for, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Doesn't maybe it wasn't struck. Maybe it was just taken down by. When
I went to it to type in it, it was gone, and it said this video was removed for sexual content or whatever, something like
Probably
that.
had his shirt off or something, knowing who.
No, he had he had a noise in there. Is the only thing sexual I can think of.
Oh yes, there were sexual implications by a background noise. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't follow any TOS.
You hear the porno in the background?
There was no naked. I didn't file anything on it. I was surprised.
But anybody could file for that, for the sexual content of the background.
Oh yeah, if it. Oh yeah, audio is a big one. If they hear that audio, yeah, it's instant. That'll catch it.
I thought it was funny. I was laughing at it, you know.
Randy said something to me a couple of days ago in regards to videos regarding weapons on YouTube. Do you want to clear what that was all about, Randy?
Oh, they're also banning those or removing the AdSense from those.
Right.
There was just a big story on Snapchat.
I'm not sure if they've banned discussion, but no visuals on ammunition, guns, none of it.
Ridiculous.
None of it. I think
it's all ridiculous.
Discuss of them, but I'm waiting for them to go after even the speech about guns and ammunition.
It's just ridiculous.
Well, the only videos I've ever had demonetized were to do with things like the New World Order, the elitists. They always get demonetized.
That's interesting. Yeah, New World Order stuff is so under the rug, has been brushed under the rug so badly that many people don't know what you're talking about if you say New World Order. They have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, the people that do know what I'm talking about understand it's got nothing to do with the New World Order. It's the same old order with a new name. The people that have run this planet have always run this planet, and they don't want it to change. Thank you very much.
They certainly don't.
But we'll do. I'll do another quiz in a few days, just another generalised fun one. Do you think this time suits most people, or do you think in your evening would be better? Like he says, bingo, eyes down for a full house.
I think it's up to you. I mean, I might be up at this time of day. I might not. But then again, I might not be up in the evening, depending on what time you do it as well. So my sleep patterns are too erratic to, follow any of my desires.
Well, one thing's obvious, and Blue pointed it out earlier, is that there are less, well, let's be honest, there's less dickheads hanging around this time in the morning.
That's true. That's definitely true.
They're all in bed from a long night of trolling.
Well, my time now is nearly 10:30 p.m. What time is it with you, Deb? Is it like 10?
8, I think. Hang on. No, it's already 9:30.
9:30.
So we probably started around 8 o'clock.
9:30 a.m. Monday, and you're 10:30 p.m. Tuesday.
Right.
What?
Is it Tuesday for you, Seeds?
No, everyone seems to make that mistake. It's still Monday here.
Okay.
Monday, we're just starting our Monday.
Yeah.
Based
And
on
you're
that theory, I'm 2 days ahead of you. The planet would have to be 48,000 miles around the circumference for that to occur.
Go.
8 a.m. for me when we started, or it's 9:30 now that we're ending, and it's 10 p.m. for you. So we're 11 hours difference.
Well,
Plus 12.
if we go back an hour and a half, that's about when I started, which would make it 9 p.m. my time.
And 8 a.m. my time.
Basically 8 or 9 a.m. on the east coast of America, I think. What is it in New York time?
You're 11 hours ahead of us.
We're roughly 12 ahead of Eastern Standard Time in the US.
You're in the,
Yep, that-
you're on the coast of you're on the east side of Australia, correct?
No, I'm on the west coast.
West coast.
You're right. 12 hours would have been that's how it would have been on the East Coast.
All right. Well, if I do another one in the next couple of days, it'll be at 9 p.m. my time, which will be 9 a.m. New York time, and whatever that is for you is what it will be.
That'll be 10 or 10:30 for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What time did you start now? Yeah, that works because then 10:30 or 10 o'clock. That makes it 8 o'clock in the morning for the West Coast.
Okay. Yeah, Lucky's just put it in. It's 10:30 a.m. there now, and it's 10:30 p.m. here. 12 hours.
Yep.
But we won't do any prizes at the start. We'll just have fun, and I think we'll do a little after chat like we're doing without going forever. I don't like being on Hangouts for a long time, to be honest. The quiz seems like a good way to get people together and have fun and maybe have a generalised chat. It could be about day-to-day things that are happening or whatever.
Right. Usually 2 to 2.5 hours is a good time. You know, from 1.5 to 2.5 hours, that's enough.
Yep. I think if we just, like I say, keep it simple by having the quiz, I'll find better material. I honestly just picked the first site that I found. But
Had good material. It just showed that I didn't know very many answers.
Well, the good thing about quizzes in general is that you often end up remembering some of the answers. So it's a bit of a learning curve, I suppose.
Yeah, I knew some of the answers, but I couldn't think of them. You know?
I got 4 or 5, but some of them I couldn't even type in fast enough to make any difference.
Pretty birdie? Yes, it goes clockwise. Just like our cyclones. Just like our hurricanes. Actually, 2 days ago in my country, there were 3 hurricanes. One up north, one on the west coast here, which was a category 5, and one on the east coast. We can have 2 or 3 at any given time during that cyclone, we call it, season.
Wow. It's amazing that hurricane season is starting up already. I just saw a special on Puerto Rico and what a mess it is, and hurricane season's coming already again.
Well, hurricane season for us is June, July, August, September.
For us, it can start as early as September and it will go through to April.
Right, because you're on the other side of the world from us.
Now, here's a good question. Quiz question. What's the nearest country to Australia? I love this because I get some funny answers. What's the nearest country to Australia?
Japan.
New Zealand.
No,
I don't know.
New Zealand, not Japan.
China.
I bet people say Belgium, Sweden. Some people really don't know where we are. The answer is Indonesia.
Indonesia. I knew you were down under, and I wanted to say Asian countries, but I didn't know which one. So,
Free Birdie, Tasmania is part of Australia. It's just broken off.
isn't there a lot of travel to Indonesia, the less known Asian countries, the small ones?
Well, it's hard to categorise a part of Indonesia because it's made up of 1,000 islands.
Right.
Australians generally go to an island called Bali, and you don't know, or Bali, whatever you call it. That's, for us, is only 3.5 hours by plane. That's how close it is.
Yeah. Bali's a great place for vacation.
We just came back late last year from Thailand. Beautiful place. If you get a chance to go to Thailand, I encourage you to do so. No hassles. No one's trying to force things on you to buy, and people are very friendly, and they do. It's called the land of smiles for a very good reason. They're very happy people.
I've heard it's a great place to go retire, Thailand, because
Yes.
of cheap cost of living.
Well, we would often have a good meal, me and my wife, and it wouldn't cost in US dollars any more than $6 for the pair of us.
That depends on where you're at.
Yeah, it's amazing the number. If you go visit, or if you go YouTube living in Bali on retirement or fixed income, or not Bali, Thailand, you'll get a ton of videos of retirees, expats that are trying to convince you to come to Thailand.
Well, a lot of Australians and Europeans retire. They're called expats in Thailand. But to give you an idea, the Australian pension goes an incredibly long way. A pensioner here would get around about $1,600 a month, Australian.
Okay.
You can live in Bali very comfortably, about $700, very, very comfortably.
True. You're correct.
Well, there's lots of cool places in the world. I laughed when you said, "Have none of you people traveled out of the U?" It's like, no. I answered you. It's like, no, I've never been outside the continental U.S., and even then I haven't traveled the U.S. very much.
Let's ask the question in the chat. How many people have been outside, if you live in the US, of course, have you travelled the world at any extent? Anyone inside chat?
I've been outside once. Actually, twice.
Blue Waffles, you've been outside the U.S.?
Yes, I have.
I didn't know that.
Is that Mexico?
Cozumel.
Cozumel. Hmm.
You're breaking up a bit for me, Blue. It could be me, but you're breaking up a bit.
2 times in Cozumel I went.
He went to Cozumel.
Where's
Twice.
that? Where's Cozumel?
Yucatan Peninsula.
Okay, Mexico, basically.
Oh, I guess I've been out of the country if you count Nogales, where in the old days you didn't have to have a passport. You could just go to Nogales, right across the old Mexico border, and hang out for the day, look at all the sites and tourism trap stuff, but you couldn't get past Nogales.
It's not unusual, though, for people not to leave the area. My family history goes back to Yorkshire in the UK, and I know family members there didn't go outside the village for their whole life. That's fact.
In the U.S. too, especially in the Midwest, where they're farm families.
Yeah.
Some of these people have not been outside of the Midwest. They're too busy farming.
Yep, that's true. And like I say, when the cycle of work, and you guys in general, and I'm generalising, only get, even if you work in full employment, 2 weeks annual leave. That was the average a few years ago. In my country, when I was a prison officer for starters, I'd get 8 weeks. I could extend it to 12 a year if I wanted to.
Wow.
But the common here is 5 to 6 minimum.
Yeah, if you work someplace forever, you might get 3 weeks vacation, but for the most part, you're absolutely right. 2 weeks of vacation is pretty average.
It's not enough, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll take you back to my grandfather. He was born in 1895, and he told me a story. You heard of May Day and all the days that were traditionally, and all the saints' days. Well, he told me when he was a young man, and he was a horse carriager in the early 19th century, and he said generally you would have 105 celebratory days a year, 105 days off, literally. In other words, it was a May Day, it was some other day, it was St. Patrick's Day, you name it. That was normal. In other words, people worked only 2/3 of the year.
Wow.
we now live in a society, and that was common all around the world. That wasn't unusual. But what's happened is that because of the way that we've been trained, 2 weeks is supposed to be like good for you. It's not. I can tell you that's not enough time off. By the time you try and go on holiday for 2 weeks, you're exhausted and you go back to work in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We joke about that all the time. It's like we got to go back to work to rest up. We're exhausted.
I think what it boils down to is that, it boils down to people accepting what's given to them. Unions have disappeared in the US. They're still here in Australia, but they're regulated. But when you talk about what did the unions give people around the world, gave them a voice.
Yep.
If nothing else, it gave them a voice. Whether it's the right mechanism for a fair wage, for a fair pay, don't know. But I do know that in this country, if I said to someone that I employed, you can have 2 weeks annual leave, they'd tell me to go away, and you know what I mean? They wouldn't accept it. It's
right.
A minimum of 4. Very common to get 5 or 6 though.
Yeah, it's a real sad scenario to me about the union state here in the U.S. and the young millenniums don't even understand what the union movement did for them, and they're losing that right and left. What the unions brought to the workplace, they're losing those benefits right and left, and they don't even realize it.
I mean, I'll convert your minimum wage of $7.50, I think it is, into Australian dollars. That would be about $9.20. If my government said the minimum wage was $9.20, the whole nation would go out on strike. Our minimum wage is $22.50.
Yep, that's crazy.
And that's for someone who maybe cleans the ashtrays in a pub, sweeps the hallways. That's that wage.
That's crazy. Yep, $7.50, and you qualify for. Well, one of the things, if you look at Upseeds, there's articles about the fact that the government we pay, how do I say this? It's so convoluted. Social programs pay Walmart employees to work at Walmart because Walmart's wage does not give employees enough to live on. So if you work at Walmart and you have a wife and 2 kids or 1 kid, you're going to turn around and qualify for public assistance.
Well,
So
that's
the
a detriment to the government, though. The people.
Yeah, it's crazy. And most taxpayers don't realize it.
It's like people. We had a good friend.
Realize it.
We had a good friend in Arkansas, and she worked as a waitress. And I'm not kidding, this is only 3 or 4 years ago. She said her wage was $2.50 an hour plus tips. Now, to give you an idea, in my country, we're not a tipping nation, but if I took you, Blue, and my missus out for a meal, the bill might come to $135. We'd pay $150. That's pretty much what Aussies do. But you're not obliged to give a tip. Waitresses will split the tips at a night time. Our friend said, no, that doesn't work that way. If I get a tip from my table, she keeps it. But mind you, her wage was $2.50 an hour without tips.
Even in Australia?
No, that was a friend in Arkansas.
In Arkansas, yeah.
It's unpalatable. It's just not the right thing to do. A minimum wage should mean that you, at the end of the week, have enough money without tips, pay your rent, your light bill, your food, your transportation comfortably, with a little bit left over. But $7.50 an hour, even if you said 8, that's only $320 gross a week. How can you live on that in the US? It's not livable.
You should not what the minimum wage should be a number that is higher than the poverty level. So if you are if you're working and have a full-time job, you should not qualify for public assistance in any of the social programs, whether it's food stamps, Title 19, whatever.
Well, public is.
In the U.S., people work and they still qualify for benefits.
Well, public
Oh,
assistance in the
after
US is an
taxes,
admittance.
wage after taxes equals about $1,200 a month if you're full-time employed.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, what I'm saying is that if a government admits that you're eligible, and 50 million of you are in the US, for public assistance, it's an admission of guilt by your government that basically the rich can get richer and the poor will be maintained at a poor level. That's all it says. I'm not a unionist by any means, but when it comes down to a fair day's pay for a fair day's wage, it has to be universal. If I was your president, this would happen immediately. The minimum wage would be $20 an hour. There'd be no income tax, and there'd be a flat 10% on any consumption goods you buy. That's it. In other words, if you've got more money, guess what you people would do? You'd spend it.
I was going to say, normally they say we spend it.
Well, at $20 an hour minimum wage, what would happen is the $1 cheeseburger at McDonald's would be $2.
Yep. I believe that too, Bulu. I just had that argument with my husband. The higher you minimum wage, the higher the cost of goods and services are going to go.
Yep.
So it's gonna end up being a never-ending circle. They raise the minimum wage, and I pay more for groceries at the grocery store. It's going to come out to the same thing. It won't matter if I make 20 or 30 or 750. I'm still going to give the same percentage for food at the grocery store.
It's exactly right.
Do you remember in 2009, they called it the housing crisis? It's just a debt crisis, which has continued to this day. But not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is when all the belt tightening occurred in the US and people were going bust and everything was going broke. I'm not telling you a lie that our government gave every man, woman and child in this country $3,500 each to invoke spending, to start creativity for businesses. And it worked. We have never been in recession since 1987.
What kind of a national debt does Australia have?
Well, it's quite healthy. It's not ridiculous, but it's there. But my point being is the government could see that if people were given the money, they would spend it. And it's exactly what happened. So instead of doing the tightening of the belt and telling everyone, oh, well, it's just tough luck, and that's what they did to you Americans, our government said, we'll spend billions. $3,500 each, every man, woman and child received. They got them in, I think we got it in 2 payments, didn't we? But we all got money and we all spent it, which kept the economy rolling along.
That's amazing.
But the housing is very expensive, like California prices.
You can't buy a block of land for a quarter of an acre anywhere near where we live for less than $500,000.
Yeah.
But everything's
I
relative.
pay $750 an acre here.
You even in the desert, a quarter acre block, and I'm talking red sand, Blue, is 10 grand. There's nothing there. It's just a quarter acre of sand.
Right. Here, a quarter acre of sand is $200 an acre.
Well, everything's relative to income, base GDP, how much each American gets paid each week. I think a good wage for American is around $500 a week minimum.
How much of your government, does your government spend on military?
Not much.
Not much. Do you have a big military?
Yes, we have Kangaroos armed with AK-47s. No, we have a military, we have a Navy, and we have an Air Force. But our country is 54,000 kilometres of beach. So most of our money is spent on Navy and Air Force.
Right.
You couldn't move. I mean, if I want to go to Sydney from where I live, it's 4,500 kilometres away. Moving troops en masse to a certain area of this country would be too slow. So we have a very large Air Force and a very large Navy.
Yeah, that makes sense. You've got a lot of border, you've got a lot of ocean line or coastline to protect, And if you've got to move, you've got to have an airplane because otherwise it would be ridiculous.
Well, we do have border security. It's called crocodiles, sharks, other stuff in the ocean that will eat you. And then you get on land and the snakes get you, and the spiders. So we've got borderline security all over the place.
If you drove from the West Coast to the East Coast at a comfortable pace, let's say 8 hours in a day, how many days would it take to drive from the East Coast to the West Coast?
Minimum of 5 days.
Minimum of 5. Okay.
I've done it in 2.5, but that was nearly non-stop.
You didn't do much sleep and you took a nap here and there.
I like driving. I love driving, so it didn't bother me. But the country is enormous. If you know how the planet is shaped, makes our country look a lot smaller than the US. But if you moved our country in an overlap of the US, it's the same size.
All right. Yeah, there are globes and maps that are out there that are scale correct, and you have to look for them. You have to see that they're designated scale correctly.
Yep.
But most of the time, if you look at a world map, things are not to scale, and it makes certain countries look much bigger than other countries or vice versa.
Yep.
And the first time I saw a correct scale map, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it means if you move the country, virtually Australia, and overlap to the US, it's about exactly the same size.
Then if you look at a U.S. map in general, the U.S. is mammoth and everything else is miniaturized compared to it.
All right, I'm gonna go because I've spent enough time on it. I've enjoyed it. I tell you, I enjoyed doing the quiz, and I hope people enjoyed doing it as well. And I'll do one in another couple of days about that 9 a.m. East American time, if you like, and we'll see how it goes. And thank everybody in the side chat for coming along and enjoying it. I enjoyed some of the answers were really funny, particularly from Wallace, who still wasn't awake at the time. But if you want to do it again, mark down, say, if it's Tuesday night, Monday. No, if I do it on Wednesday, it'll be Tuesday morning your time. There you go. Bet Tuesday morning.
Okay, Steve, had a lot of fun, bro.
No worries. And I've just, how do we go private? Because I've got a question I need to ask you, Waffles, very quickly.
Just hit the button that says stop broadcast.
No worries. All right, guys, in the side chat, thanks for coming. Right, I think I've killed it.
No, not yet.